Welcome into the Colt Corral, where we've got a good one for you tonight between Bellevue and Clear Fork. It's the final tune-up before conference play. Who's going to be 3-1? We'll find out next here on the OH Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome back into the Colt Corral. Andy Jardy alongside Effie James. And Effie, we should have a good matchup tonight between two teams, 2-1 on the season, looking to go 3-1. And these two teams very familiar with each other. Should be a nice little out-of-conference rivalry before conference play starts next week.
You know, you think of these two teams and you think physicality, Andy, because it's it's going to be a grinded-out type of football game, but both of these teams are capable of opening it up and getting the ball down the field and making big plays. So it ought to be a really competitive ball game. You know, this deep into the season, it is a treat to watch teams figure out who they are and who they're going to be as we see the Colts coming out with the American flags.
And not just the football team, but the student section as well. This was a surprise to everyone here in the stands. We got our little insider knowledge before, but the student section also joining in. Obviously a very patriotic weekend as we remember 9/11 tomorrow. And it's crazy that it's been 20 years, Effie. I mean,
Unbelievable.
it's just one of those days we'll never forget. I remember every detail about that day. I was only in 5th grade, but I tell you what,
Thanks a lot, Andy.
I know. I remember everything about it, and it's just crazy. 20 years, and it's great to see, all the patriotism out here tonight at Clear Fork.
Well, it's interesting to see these young people who really don't have the connection maybe that you and
True.
I have, and they didn't go through that experience like we did, but they're still invested in the memory and the history that it plays with our country. So it's great to see that.
Yeah, that's a great point too. I didn't even think about that. How a lot of these kids weren't even alive
Right.
for it,
Right.
and it's just one of those things that I just can't believe that it ever happened. And 20 years ago tomorrow.
Absolutely.
But here tonight, Clear Fork and Bellevue. Bellevue looking for its 3rd straight win. Colts looking to make it 2 in a row and 3 in a row against Bellevue. And I know it's a little too early to talk playoffs, but we are in week 4.
Why not?
We do get the official playoff rankings next week after this weekend here. Bellevue currently sitting at number 5 in Division 4 and Clear Fork at number 6, according to Joe Idle, who is pretty accurate with his predictions and his wonderful website. So this is going to be a pretty good game and a chance to get a lot of computer points.
Well, in this part of the season, again, like I said, number one, you're figuring out who you are as a team. After 3 games, it's like, okay, we're good at this, and maybe we thought we were going to be good at this, but now we're at the stage of the season where, no, we're not good at that. Now let's get better at certain aspects of the game. So big game for both teams, like you said, non-conference, but going to be physical. This rivalry has a history of being very physical up front, and should be a very competitive ball game.
Should be, and this has been the Black Dog Tavern pregame presented by Black Dog Tavern at Deer Ridge Golf Course in Belleville. We're in Belleville, Ohio. Bellevue is here.
Careful
Try not to
with
get
that.
confused with that. That's a broadcaster's nightmare right there. And we are underway here at the Colt Corral, Bellevue and Clear Fork. Kickoff taken at the 15, and there's a seam right up the middle. He's got one man to beat, and he has passed him, and that is going to be all the way back for a touchdown. Talk about a start for the Redmen. 6-0, just like that.
Will Hager, he was shot out of a cannon when he caught that football, and I don't know. Sometimes you can find something on film, and you can exploit that in the first play of the game. But I'm telling you what, it's like he knew there was going to be a crease there, and he found it, and he exploded through that thing, untouched for the touchdown. Untouched
indeed, and that should be no surprise to anyone. Will Hager runs a 4.440 Effie, and
we've seen every bit of that.
He certainly showcased it on that return. So a great start for Bellevue here on the road, coming off an incredible win last week against Shelby, 45-40. So this is a team that's feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
Well, special teams plays and turnovers, those are the 2 things that, you don't often think about coming into the game, but they absolutely can change the course of a ball game.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 here. Little trickery and a wide open receiver there, and that is an 8-0 lead for Bellevue.
Wow. Well, and, they ran that nice little play, and Deegan Horn slipped out right in front of the linebackers there for Clear Fork, and he was wide open there in the corner. So, the Colts, you get smacked right in the face right away. We got to see how they're going to respond. But Bellevue coming on the road, they couldn't ask for a better start. A special teams touchdown and then 2-point conversion. Before you could even blink, they're up 8-0 on the road, so they've got to feel good about that.
Yeah, just the perfect start, capped off with the 2-point conversion there. Didn't even have a chance to talk about the weather or anything.
Right.
I mean, it's cooled off. It's going to be a little chilly tonight, starting to feel like fall. When we got here earlier, it's that time of the year where you sweat in the afternoon and then you freeze in the evening. People have brought their jackets here. Good crowd on hand.
Absolutely.
About 72 degrees here at kickoff. Should get down into the low 60s.
Well, one thing we could always count on, Andy, especially you and I, when we're here, we can count on the wildlife coming into the press box.
Yeah.
And they've never let us down since we've been here, so
it'll
be interesting to see what we get here tonight.
The lights are actually not on yet, which I just noticed. That's kind of surprising, but once those turn on, who knows? We'll be swatting things out of here as usual. Yeah, the last time actually that we were here, Effie, we were supposed to do, I believe it was Clear Fork, Ontario last year, and the thunderstorms came in on that Friday night, so the game got pushed to Saturday. But we were here for that incredible comeback against Lexington, which they just did to them again last week. This Clear Fork team, same scenario, down big, came all the way back. So them being down 8-0 here is probably, this is where they got them right where they want them.
Right, exactly. They're in their comfort zone.
So we'll see how the Colts respond now. Coach Dave Carroll's bunch, 2-1 on the season. Coming off another, as we talked about, win against Lexington in dramatic fashion, 35-28 in overtime. And here we go, first play, and hit immediately in the backfield by Jax Lapata. Going to be a loss of about 3 or 4 on the play.
Yeah, Tristan Robinson came across on the jet sweep, and he got nailed 2 yards in the backfield. And the Colts have got to get a push off the line of scrimmage. Bellevue, just from the eye, looks like a more stout group up front. So the Colts have got to find a way to get some movement up front so they can run the football.
Yeah, this was a Bellevue defense last year that was really, really tough. And this year it's been a little bit of a problem for them, allowing an average of 34.3 points per game. But they held Shelby in check late in that game. Only 22 yards rushing on the night for Shelby. So this is a really tough Bellevue defense. And a nice pickup there by Clear Fork to make this 3rd down and short.
And again, when you're having trouble running the football, those short passes, a nice little swing pass there from Skoog out in the flat, it acts as their running game. So that was a really nice completion, nice execution by the Colts there on 2nd down to set up this 3rd and short.
Skoog, the quarterback this year, 17-26, 222 yards and 4 touchdown passes last week against Lexington. And here he comes throwing on 3rd and short. He's got his receiver, and it's enough for the 1st down out around the 35-yard line. Nice pitch and catch right there to Devin Freeman.
Yeah, and Devin Freeman, again, runs a really good route, goes up and gets the football and gets upfield after the catch. So Colts looking good here in the pass game, which is always a challenge here for a new starting quarterback.
Saw Victor Skoog take a couple snaps last year, but now the full-time starter this year after Brady Tedrow's departure.
My guy.
Your guy. My guy, too.
My favorite player.
He was so fun to watch.
Absolutely.
There's no question. And he's starting to swat some of the wildlife away, Effie. Here we go. And a nice run here on 1st down. Clear Fork continuing to move the chains. It's like right about at the line to gain, or need to gain, to get the 1st down. And
I think they're going to give it to him. And Skoog right there with the kind of a read option look and finds the opening. And that's the thing about this Clear Fork offense. Coach Carroll and his staff have been able to adapt to what defenses have given them, and they are going to find something. They're going to attempt to find something that works against this Bellevue defense.
5 receivers set. Sweep to the outside, and not much there for Devin Freeman.
And also number 32, Devin Freeman. We have about 2 yards for the Colts. Number 18, Jax Lapata making the stop for Bellevue.
Once again, Lapata in on the tackle.
And it's interesting to watch the Colts and their offense. Again, once it has evolved every year, you seem to see a different formations and different sets, and that shows a lot of creativity from the coaching staff.
Here's a nice run, finding the hole and getting enough for another Colts 1st down. You might actually just mark him a little bit short. It's going to be 3rd down and inches.
And looks like, is that Devin Freeman on that carry that time?
It's hard to see the numbers,
and
I don't think it was him.
Yeah. But a good hard run there on 2nd down, setting up this 3rd and short inside the red zone now against this Bellevue defense.
Skoog fakes the handoff. He keeps it now. Runs up, and he's got enough for the 1st down, and we might have a face mask here. There's a flag on the play.
Yeah, those calls are tough.
It's going to be a holding call, actually, against Clear Fork. It looked like the way that Skoog was tackled that there might have been, some grabbing around the helmet area, but it's going to be a holding call instead, and that'll wipe out the 1st down. That's a tough penalty here.
That is.
Good drive for Clear Fork.
Well, and I thought it was a good read by the quarterback. He held it in there as long as he could, and he found the opening, got right up in that seam, and knew where the first down marker was. And, again, those penalties are really harmful, especially in the red zone. Sets them up with a third and long here.
Yeah. About 3rd and 13, 14. This could be 4-down territory for the Colts. Scoot back to pass. He's got his man on the left side, and it's a little too high, and it's going to be intercepted. Did he come down with it? Yes, he did, and the Bellevue defense stands tall.
What a catch. My goodness. Number 16, Peterson Ray, went up and got the football. And like you said, you didn't know whether he had it because he went full extension over the shoulder to get that football. That was a great catch and a great play.
Yeah, no surprise there with Preston Ray that he is also a wide receiver, Effie, and he's showing off the skill right there.
Right there.
So this will be the first offensive series now for Bellevue. As a team, averaging 36.6 points per game. Deegan Horn at quarterback. Handoff to the outside, and plenty of room still going all the way out to the 35-yard line. Nick Missler, senior, gets him out to the 35-yard line. And just like that, a huge gain for Bellevue.
And once again, that is a great push by this offensive line to open up that seam, and again, the speed to make a good play into a great play. The Colts have got to get their defense together. I know they've been hit a couple times here early, but they have got to find their footing here, or this game's going to get out of hand early.
Yeah, Bellevue as a team this year, 818 yards rushing and 11 TDs on the ground. So they like to run it at you, and right as I say that, there's a pass to the outside, and nothing but wide open space in front. Is this another long touchdown for Bellevue? Pushed out right around the goal line. Will they give it to him?
Well, I don't think the official was in good.
The official was trying to catch up.
He was not in position to see, but I think they're going to mark him just short.
Will Hager again, though. He returned the kickoff.
Wow. Hager has got some serious speed. Now, I've had the benefit of seeing some speed, and he has got some serious speed down the sideline, and the coach just barely get him out there at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, gain of 64 on that last play. First and goal now for Bellevue. Horn in the shotgun. Hands it off up the middle. And plunging in for the touchdown, Nick Missler. 14-0 Bellevue here in the first quarter.
And again, this offensive line and that drive right there, the offensive line really established themselves up front, and Bellevue could pass the ball, they could run the ball. That was really great execution by the Redmen there in their first offensive drive.
Yeah, I was excited to see this team after the win against Shelby last week because I've yet to see Shelby in person this year, but I've heard and seen all the great things about them. And here's they go for 2 again. Horn's going to keep it, runs right into a pack of Colts, and he is stuffed at the goal line. That'll keep it 14-0, so a nice job by the Colts defense right there. But yeah, I was excited to see this Bellevue team in person, and I tell you what, that speed right now is just it's impressive to watch.
Well, and that's it's a great equalizer sometimes when you may be lacking in some areas and you've got a kid or two with great speed. Now they look like they have got some skilled guys that can run, great running game, great offensive line that plays hard. Now, whether they're a great player or not doesn't matter. If you're an offensive lineman and you play with aggression and you play with pad level, you're going to win most battles, and that's what the Redmen are doing right now up front against the Colts. So the Colts are going to have to figure out something defensively that can slow down this Redmen attack, because when you can run the ball anytime you want, it can make for a long night for a defense.
That was a tough series of events there, too, for Clear Fork. They had a good drive going.
Right.
Had picked up the first down on 3rd and short, but a holding penalty brought him back to 3rd and long. Had to take a shot downfield, and it was ended up being an interception. So
Yeah, and I don't think that was a bad call. Wasn't a great throw, but the kid had to make an outstanding catch for the turnover. But like we said, penalties can really change the game along with turnovers, and they had one of each in that last drive.
See if the Colts can return a kickoff of their own. They bring it out right around the midfield, so a nice return will give them good field position as they try to claw back into this one early. Nice return there by Tristan Robeson.
And one of the things that the Colts have historically liked to do is play with a little bit of tempo. They have been able to change up tempo, and that's one of the things that can throw the timing off for a defense. And if you get them on their heels and run some tempo, that's one of the things that could be a weapon for the offense. But they've got to execute, and they've got to stay away from penalties.
There's a handoff, sweep to the outside, and there's room ahead, and there's no one. He's got one man to beat, and he is brought down. A nice touchdown saving tackle by Carter Lapata stopped Devin Freeman from getting 6 on the board for the Colts.
Wow, and Devin Freeman on the outside again, and they've had some success on the outside run, and Devin Freeman, great job getting inside the seam and stretching that run out for a 40-yard gain, and they are back in business inside the 10-yard line.
Skoog in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Now in motion goes Freeman, low snap. Skoog's going to keep it. He's to the 5, tries to get back inside, and I think the ball might have come out.
I think it did.
Bellevue signaling they've got it. No official signal yet. And it is Bellevue ball. Another huge series of events right there going against Clear Fork.
And, you know, again, they get in scoring position and have a costly turnover. And the thing about it is they have found something in that outside, especially on the offensive left side, that they can run the football. And just right now I'm having trouble finishing their drives. But tough turn of events for the Colts, but they've got to settle up and play some defense here.
Yeah, now 0 for 2 in the red zone already tonight. This is about where Bellevue took over last time, too, after the interception, and they marched right down the field. See if the Colts defense can get a stop. Some confusion in the backfield, but still able to get a few yards. Give them a little more breathing room. We've had a lot in this first quarter, Effie. There's still 7:45 to go, and we've had Clear Fork's had 2 possessions. This is now Bellevue's second. We had a kickoff return.
Absolutely.
A lot of chunk plays. There's no running of the clock.
Right, a couple turnovers already tonight. So, but this is a great time for Clear Fork to establish itself on defense and really try to settle in and try to get a stop here. But at the same time, this is the time for the Redmen to try to blow this thing up, blow it away, and get 3 scores on the board early.
There's a nice stand by the defense there. Deegan Horn nowhere to run on that one. It'll bring up a 3rd down and long now for Bellevue.
And Horn just had nowhere to go, and they ran a read option that time. And I don't think the guy he faked it to or him had any room up front. And the Colts are really trying to get stout there on that front line.
3rd down and 6. 6:40 to go.
They're going to call a timeout here.
Yep, play clock was getting low there, down to 3, and they took that timeout. Tonight's high school football broadcast is brought to you live and free on the OH Report thanks to our generous sponsors. A1 Auto Sales, located at 100 South Illinois Avenue in Mansfield, or check them out at a1autoohio.com to shop their selection of used vehicles. J&F Construction, building your future today. Design yours at jfconstruction.com. Deer Ridge Golf Course in Belleville. Book a tee time online at deerridgegc.com. MWD Logistics. Expand your inventory capacity by partnering with MWD, with warehousing facilities all over the Midwest. And by Park National Bank. Invest with people you know and trust, or bank online anytime at parknationalbank.com. Andy Jardy alongside Effie James. Quick start for Bellevue, 14-0. They've forced 2 Colts turnovers.
Both inside the 10-yard line, inside their own 10-yard line. So,
yeah, I mean, it's a lot closer than the
right,
score might
absolutely,
indicate, because
absolutely.
Clear Fork's had success offensively. They just have turned it over twice. Horn airs it out over the middle, and that is going to be pass interference as just a tackle on the play as the pass was thrown.
Chase McCune just kind of got lost. He lost the football and he lost his man, and I think he just ended up grabbing him there when the ball was in the air. Tough penalty, but it's one of those things where he could have been wide open over the top for a touchdown. So you'd rather have that 15-yarder than their band playing one more time here in the first quarter.
I was thinking about that right as you were about to say that. I was like, well, he did prevent the touchdown that might have happened. So I'm almost surprised you don't see that happen more. But sometimes you just get beat and there's nothing you can do.
Right.
But it is a tough penalty. It will give Bellevue a first down.
Well, and it's so tough on these DBs, the safeties, because you gotta honor their run game, and so they get any kind of play action, you gotta respect it, and then these receivers with their speed can get behind you. So it's gonna be a challenge for the DBs tonight.
Horn's gonna keep it, and he lunges ahead, gets enough for a first down. Gotta be tough for Horn right now, trying to throw the ball with the way that the sun is kind of setting. They're going right into it.
Well, I think what the Redmen are doing right now, they're looking at their setup. They're spreading out the Colts defense and then just trying to find the holes. And that time it was a design quarterback run, and Horn just found the hole and got upfield for a quick 12-yarder.
This time he hands it off. Trying to get to the outside, but unable to do so. Nice job by the Colts defense there.
And Will Hager has had some big plays tonight, so to get him tackled after a short gain, that's a win.
Yeah, we haven't had too many plays not go for first downs, touchdowns.
Especially with Hager tonight.
I'd like to see Hager and Freeman just do a dash, 100-yard dash.
It's the 100-yard dash.
Horn rolls out to his left. And a heck of a catch right there.
Wow. Now that was an absolutely beautiful route by Preston Ray. He drove upfield on a 12-yard out and got some separation from the DB, and that was a really nice, well-run route by Preston Ray.
Preston Ray led Bellevue last year with 17 catches. Him and his brother Tyler Ray.
And right now, with the Redmen playing with some tempo and Horn gets another design run, they look to be in a really good rhythm offensively, and they've got this defense figured out. And right now is where the defense has got to step up and make a play. You've got to find people that can make a play on defense right now, just to throw off their rhythm here on second down.
Horn looks over to the sidelines to get the call from Coach Ed Nasanti in his 31st season as the head coach at Bellevue. All they do is win.
How about it?
Horn keeps it, pushes the pile, and gets enough for another first down for Bellevue.
And Horn has been a weapon on the ground. Already 5 carries for the quarterback, and I think all on design runs. And, he has been really effective weapon. And when you spread him out with 4 and 5 wide receivers, it makes it difficult to account for the quarterback.
Yeah, coming into tonight, Horn 301 yards passing and 347 yards rushing, 70 carries. So he certainly will run the ball as he takes off again here. It takes a special type of player, Effie, to do that, to just continue to run the ball play after play after play. And even if he's passing, he's still rolling out, throwing, and that just takes a lot of skill, a lot of stamina to do that.
Well, and a lot of times it's about what the defense is giving you. And if you've got a quarterback that has got some size, some strength, and some athletic ability, why not use him? I've always been a believer in that. It's an extra man. It gives you an extra blocker offensively. So it gives you an advantage when your quarterback is an effective runner.
Horn last week, too, intercepted a pass in the end zone to seal the win against Shelby. There's another pitch and catch here right about at the first down marker, and they will give him the first down. Tyler Ray coming down with that reception.
I'll tell you what, Horn is already having a night. 6 carries already, 3 for 3 passing, and a touchdown. So
yeah,
he is having a night.
He's got Missler in the backfield with him. 4 receivers set now. Play clock down to 3. And they just did get the snap off in time. Horn keeps it again and lowers the shoulder and picks up a couple more yards. Whew! That was a little bit of the truck stick there, Effie, as you take a look at the replay brought to you by J&F Construction.
Yeah, he is a fullback in a quarterback's position because he put his head down on instinct and really finished that run to put him in a situation here. Second, and this looks like it may have been a penalty. There is a flag there on the far side.
Yeah, there is. See what the call is here. Sideline warning?
Sideline warning. Okay, sideline warning.
Interesting.
There's points of emphasis, and I've seen that called a few times already this season. Well, that must be their second one because they are walking off the yardage. And normally there's a warning without
a
penalty, but that time it was. So that's the first penalty tonight for the Redmen.
It's just always interesting, too. I mean, the play happened nowhere near their sideline, so maybe something was said. I don't know.
Those magic words always get you.
We will not repeat them on this broadcast.
They always get you.
Play clock down to 5. It is a first down, though. Horn throwing it to the outside. Missler coming down with the catch and spins ahead to pick up a couple of yards. Or, excuse me, Will Hager on the catch.
Well, sometimes it takes some time for either your offense or your defense to kind of settle into the game, see the rhythm of the game, what the offense is trying to do to you. And right now it looks like the Colts they're reacting. They're reacting a little bit better than they had earlier in the first quarter. And because of that, they're able to make more plays, make them quicker, and that time even in the backfield.
This drive started inside their own 10-yard line. Horn pump fakes, throws, and his pass is going to fall to the ground incomplete, setting up a 3rd down and long now for Bellevue. Nice job by the Colts there to apply some pressure.
Absolutely. First incompletion of the night for Horn, and again, that was great coverage that time by the Colts. Didn't buy the fake. Everybody stayed home, and he had to throw it away.
It'll be 3rd down and 8.
This is a big play here for the Colt defense. Now they got a chance to either force a field goal or a 4th down play, depending on the Bellevue kicking game. But this is either way, 3rd and 8. This is a big play for the Colt defense here. Let's see if they can get a stop.
Yeah, they got to get something to kind of spark the momentum back in their favor.
Right.
Horn quick throw, complete. He's going to be a little bit short of the first down. Tyler Ray on the reception. Is that the kind of play, Effie, that tells you that it was 4-down territory?
Right, absolutely. Absolutely. A short hitch, easy pitch and catch. They saw the secondary playing off a little bit, so it was easy. Looks like a personnel change here for Bellevue. They're going to a double tight end up front.
Movement up front. No flag thrown. It is 4th down and 2. Horn keeps it, and he's got room to the outside, and he's up the middle now. Makes a nice move, and he is in for 6. Deegan Horn having himself a ball game.
And I want to give some credit. That's a great run here by Horn, and you can tell they saw the weakness in the way the Colts were lined up. They used their running. That's a perfect example of why you run your quarterback. They had an extra blocker. The running back was in. He was an extra blocker, and there was nothing but green grass in front of you. And great execution by the Redmen, and great offensive play call by the staff. They come in with 2 tight ends. And one thing I know about having 2 tight end sets, what I was always taught, 2 tight end sets tells on the defense. It makes you expose yourself for who you are as a defense, and it makes you easy to figure out where you're going to be. So great execution by the Redmen that time.
They're going to go for 2. And pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage, so Clear Fork gets a stop again. That's the second 2-point conversion they've now stopped. So it's 20-0 Bellevue here in the first quarter. A lot of time still left in this game. Clear Fork's offense has been able to move the ball. They've just turned it over twice. So we'll see if the Colts can keep possession of the ball and get some points on the board here.
Right. Like you said, they've got to feel good about being able to move the football offensively. They've just got to, take care of the football and finish their drives. But defensively, Coach Carroll and his staff have got to figure out what to do against this Bellevue offense. They are really in rhythm. They are passing the ball well, running the ball well. Horn is, hasn't really been bothered in the passing game and has run the ball exceptionally well for the Redmen. So the Colts right now are in a space where, we know they can come back clearly. We know all about that. But right now they have got to get some things going here. It's still very early in this football game. It doesn't feel like it's still the first quarter,
right.
But it is.
Little squib kick down around the 35-yard line is where the Colts will take over. These are 2 teams that regularly see each other in non-conference play. Colts have won 5 of the last 8 meetings. They did not meet last year, but Clear Fork won 30-21 in 2019 and 40-20 in 2018. The big matchup recently between these two coming in the playoffs in 2017. Clear Fork won in the regular season. Bellevue got revenge, though, in the postseason, 42-21. And Redmen trying to get their first win at Clear Fork since 2011.
Wow.
Off to a good start here. Skoog rolls out, finds his receiver. Nice catch by Freeman.
Again, nice little toss and catch there by Skoog, and nice to mix up the run with the short passing game because it's effectively the same thing in terms of getting yardage offensively. But when your defensive line is as stout as the Redmen are, you've got to be able to mix it up with some pass and run.
Second down and 4. Freeman in motion. Skoog hands it off to him, and he is met in the backfield immediately. A great job there getting in by Justin Smith. He leads the team in tackles, and
Wow.
I can see why.
Justin Smith just beat his man off the line of scrimmage and makes contact for a huge loss to end the first quarter.
That is the end of the first quarter. Your score, Bellevue 20, Clear Fork 0. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it, Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Back here at the Colt Corral, Colts picked up a first down right around midfield now. They've crossed over into Bellevue territory. Andy Jardy alongside Effie James. Big
again,
drive for the Colts.
A nice little quick out for Skoog. He looks really comfortable with those, and looks like a 11-yard pickup there on that play to get the first down, and another penalty.
Yeah, they ran out of time there. There was a lot of confusion.
I think they may give him are they going to give him the timeout here?
I don't know if they. Skoog realized it.
Yeah, I think they're going to give him the timeout here.
So they did get the timeout called. But yeah, just a lot of confusion there.
Well, in this era of football, everything is based upon what the coaches see in the box, and Bellevue is doing a great job of that, as we can see. But sometimes you got to manage the clock as well, because you want to get the best play against the defense that they're seeing, and sometimes that becomes an issue when the clock starts to run down. So, but the players today, I'm so impressed when I watch kids that are able to get the play from the sideline, with the clock running down, process the play, execute the play. And I remember being a player myself, and I'm thinking I needed every bit of time. And we were in huddles back then, and I needed all the time in the world just to process the play. So, new age of football.
Well, it was a different game. You were playing with leather helmets. They were the hits to the head were doing a lot more damage. Here's a pass to the outside to Freeman again. Nice gain there to make it second down and short. But it is just amazing how you've seen the game just evolve so much over the years. And I mean, teams are rarely in huddles anymore.
No. If you see a team huddle, it looks weird. I don't know what, a lot of kids probably don't even know what a huddle would look like.
Yeah. Skoog's pass broken up. Nice read on that play by Preston Ray.
Again, both these teams really, and Cliff Fork especially, doing a good job with the short passing game. You could tell it's right in Skoog's comfort level as a quarterback. That time, I think Preston Ray just had a great break on the football to make a play on it, setting up this third and looks like 4 or 5 yards.
4 receivers to his right. Skoog rolls out that way. Airs it out, takes a shot, and it's going to be broken up, almost intercepted by Tyler Ray.
I'll tell you what, this was a wheel route, and it was ran to perfection here by the 2 Colt wide receivers. They run a wheel route outside, and he is open, and Skoog just underthrows it just a bit. But that was a very well-executed route, and he just left it a little short.
That was a great job by Devin Freeman, too, to not let that be an interception. He kind of turned into the defender on that play to break that up. Otherwise, it would have been the 3rd turnover for Clear Fork. Do you punt the football here?
Wow.
I think they're going to.
And I think I like this call.
I do, too.
It's just, the Redmond offense is really clicking right now, and you don't want to give them a short field.
Takes a bounce at the 20. Rolls inside the 10, and it's going to roll all the way down to the 1 yard line.
Great execution. Great execution, and you know that is best case scenario. If you can't get the first down, you want to have the Redmen starting there deep inside their own territory, and you know so many teams, you know, take special teams for granted. And Coach Carroll, as you can see, he understands. His kids understand. They need to defend a long field, especially tonight with this potent offense coming in.
So this is the third drive now for Bellevue. They returned the opening kick, and then their other 2 drives went for touchdowns. All of them have started inside the 10.
Right,
this
right.
one now starting at their own goal line. So
Right.
we'll see what they've got in store for this one, but it has not been a problem for them starting deep in their own territory. Horn is going to keep it. He's got a little bit of room, gets out right around the 5-yard line.
Well, one adjustment that I see, Andy, sometimes when you got a team that's running their quarterback because they've got an extra blocker, that means the defense has got to find an extra man as well. So what that does, that leaves your secondary playing man-to-man, and that's exactly what the Colts are doing right now in the secondary. They brought a safety down into the box, and they're playing man-to-man to try to get an extra defender in that box against this quarterback run.
5 receivers set for Bellevue. Horn throws, it's knocked up into the air, and it'll fall to the ground, but a great job by Clear Fork's defense, now forcing a 3rd down and long.
And again, great job getting the paws up by that defensive lineman there. And again, that's a big play. And when we talk about making a play defensively, that's what they've needed here all this whole game, is somebody to step up and make a play defensively. Now they've got a 3rd and 7. And the defense has got a chance to get off the field here.
It looked like that was Josh Fields who got up to knock that one away. Play clock down to 4. Horn in the shotgun. Rolls out. Airs it out. He's got his receiver in stride, and it's just a little too far. And the Clear Fork defense desperately gets the stop they needed.
Absolutely. Great job getting to that position. Now, Preston Wray was open. He had a step on the defender, just overthrown that time a little bit by Horn. But, again, great job by the Colts getting off the field there on 3rd down. And you've got to give this to the special teams. They got the ball inside the 5, and, you know, a great coaching strategy there. A lot of us, especially those of us here in the box, would have liked to go for it there on 4th down. But, you know, he trusted his special teams, and now his defense has come up big. And now they get a chance to get off the field, I think, for the first time tonight.
Yeah, this is the first time Bellevue will be punting. And I agreed with Coach Carroll's decision to punt that football away. I thought it was the right call at that point in the game.
It's the right call. I just don't think I would have done it. That's why I'm up here with you.
Yeah. And some confusion there on the return, and Bellevue will take over both the Clear Fork players. It was like a pop-up in baseball. No one seemed to really call for it. And they turn it over.
Wow. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. You do everything you need to do, and a special teams mishap and cost you what was a great defensive stance. But right now they've got to, you know, the biggest thing for Clear Fork right now is to let that go. You played a good defensive stance last time. You got a chance to do it again. But here the Redmen have got some life. They're at their own 45-yard line. Now that offensive playbook opens up a little bit more than it was inside the 2.
Bellevue will take a timeout. It's funny, they're starting now basically where had Clear Fork gone for it and not gotten it, this is where they would have taken over.
Right. See, only you, I think, would recognize that at this point. But you're right. I think right now the Bellevue Redmen understand that they've got a team that is capable of stopping them defensively. But if they execute, they can pretty much go down and score whenever they want to. So right now, the Colts defense has got to do something different. And I think Coach Carroll, that last series, they went strictly man-to-man, cover 0. There was no safety over top, and they've decided they are going to stop the run. And instead of letting Horn pass and throw, which he's done successfully tonight, they say, okay, either you're gonna have to beat us throwing the ball, and that last pass was a little bit deep, so it could turn out to be a good strategy for the Colts.
This is one of those games too right now. If you're Clear Fork, I mean they're in this game,
sure,
but they have been their own worst enemy.
Right.
2 special teams mishaps. They let the opening kickoff go back, and now the muff punt. They've turned it over 3 times.
Right.
They've moved the ball when they've had it, but they've got nothing to show for it, and they're down 20-0.
Right. A couple of really big penalties too that have stalled their drive. So they like you said, they've been their worst enemy tonight.
Turned it over twice in the red zone too, so they need another stop. And that pass is incomplete.
Well, it turns into a different game when, you have to now. What Bellevue has done a great job tonight is recognizing what the defense is giving them and been able to mix it up. Well, right now, the Clear Fork defense is saying, all right, you've proven that you can run the ball against us. He's got 9 carries already tonight and a touchdown run on the ground for the quarterback, Horn. So right now they're saying we're going to get in man-to-man, put an extra guy in the box, and see if you can beat us with the pass.
I mean, this Clear Fork team last week, too, their defense was kind of a mess in that first half against Lexington, and then they tightened things up and came back to rally. So maybe we're seeing that here now as Horn is under pressure, and he runs out of bounds. So now it brings up 3rd and long again. Clear Fork looks like they've made some adjustments that are starting to work.
Absolutely. And, they figured out against this offense that you can't just line up. You can't be yourself against these great offenses. You've got to figure out an adjustment that's going to make them adjust. And the game is, this game it's a simple game, but it is a game of adjustments. And it's the coaching staff and the players that can adjust the fastest and the most effectively, who usually wins the game. Now, they've got out to an early lead here, but Clear Fork can get back into it.
Horn fakes the handoff, rolls to the outside, throws. He's got his receiver. It's enough for the first down, and then picking up some more after the catch. Tyler Ray gets out of bounds around the 35-yard line.
Again, a little play action pass that time, which holds the linebackers in and gives them a little bit more room to run with the rollout. So great execution that time.
Boy, you wondered, or at least I wondered, it's an hour and 22-minute drive for Bellevue to get here. If there would be any sort of, hangover from that, but you come out and you return the opening kick, and you're up 20-0 and just clicking on all cylinders offensively.
Right.
Horn keeps it again.
Horn has been, busy tonight, but like you said, that is who he is for this football team. He understands his role and looks really comfortable with it, and their offense is geared around his play. His passing and his running is how they gear their offense. But right now the Colts have figured something out against this Bellevue offense, and they're trying to make a stand here in the second quarter.
8:33 to go here until halftime. Horn fakes the pass, keeps it. He's out past the 30, gets to the outside, inside the 15, down around the 10-yard line. Deegan Horn continuing to make plays with his feet.
And, another adjustment, as you can see by the Redmen, is now, okay, I can't pass the ball. I can't, you're trying to stop the run. Well, how about a little play action, they fake the jet sweep and then use that back as a lead blocker. So, this is really good coaching strategy and even better execution by these young players.
Horn keeps it, makes a couple moves up front, spinning and down inside the 5, right around the 3-yard line.
Again, we know Horn has been the workhorse, and right now the Redmen are just coming off the football and enforcing their will here inside the red zone.
They can still pick up a first down. 2nd and 1 from the 3.
think they're going to take it down, take a timeout, looks like.
Yeah, that is what they'll do, and that is actually their final timeout. You can't take them with you, so might as well, but kind of surprised they've used all 3 of them, actually.
Right.
So they will take that timeout. Tonight's high school football broadcast brought to you live and free on the OH Report, thanks to our generous sponsors. A1 Auto Sales, located at 100 South Illinois Avenue in Mansfield, or check out a1autoohio.com to shop their selection of used vehicles. J&F Construction, building your future today. Design yours at jfconstruction.com. Deer Ridge Golf Course in Belleville. Book a tee time online at deerridgegc.com. MWD Logistics. Expand your inventory capacity by partnering with MWD with warehousing facilities all over the Midwest. And by Park National Bank. Invest with people you know and trust, or bank online anytime at parknationalbank.com. Andy Jardy with Effie James. And it has turned into a cool night.
It has.
It has, you know.
And, you know, I think, again, we talk about football weather and things like that, and we've become accustomed to, you know, this type of weather, this type of in this time of the year. But I'm telling you, playing football and watching football and this type of weather, high school football, there's nothing like it.
No, there isn't.
There is nothing like it.
And it's great to see so many fans back in the stands now this year, too.
Absolutely.
Last time I was here, there were taped markings on the hill of where people could sit, and it's just so strange. See what they do out of the timeout. No surprise, Horn keeps it, and there, that's going to be, I think, a late hit in the end zone. Yeah, that's something you never like to see right there. Horn gets in for the touchdown, and he took a really late hit in the end zone. Probably just some frustration there, but you never like to see that.
Well, nice little counter play that time with a lead back, and boy, I don't like calling something a cheap shot, but that's a tough one.
It's it's unnecessary.
And I know it's a frustrating thing, especially when you had what you needed, and as a defense, you got the stop down here before the turnover. They got the stop. They were off the field. And here you are again. It does have to be frustrating, but at the same time, you got to keep your wits about you. And it's still a lot of time in this football game.
Good to see Horn is okay. And going for 2 again, and don't know if he got in or not.
I think they're going to call him short. They have struggled with the 2-point
They have. They're 0 for 3. Or did they get? They got the first one. They're 1 for 4.
Pass.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it is 26-0 now. 7:14 to go in the second quarter.
Well, and I think right now for the Colts, what's important right now for Coach Carroll is what he's going to be telling his kids right now is the time to compete. Kids this age normally can, you're going to find some of them are going to compete naturally, but there's going to be some thinking, oh, here we go, but these kids have got to be able to compete right now. And if you're Bellevue, you've got to be looking like, okay, look, we saw the game last week. Mm-hmm. All right, we know what they're capable of, and we've seen their offense move the football. So, in this style of offense and the big plays, both these teams are capable of. You got to play it square. So they're going to mark off here. Looks like on the kickoff from the penalty, the personal foul there.
Kicking off from the opponent's 45-yard line is always
right.
Interesting to see.
Be interested to see if they still squib the ball. I think they will.
Or you might put one up in the air because
right.
Last time it was a punt, and now they're going to score. They're going to try the onside kick.
Boy, and that is close.
It is very close.
That is very – I don't know how the official's going to call it.
They recovered it. I don't know if it went the 10 yards that needed to go.
Well, the thing is, the Colts were at 12 and 13 yards.
Right.
They were lined up at 12. Nobody was at the 10-yard mark. And I think that penalty kind of threw them off of where they should be.
Yeah, I think they might have touched it a little too early there.
But that was very, very close.
You talk about sharks smelling blood in the water. You go for an onside kick up 26-0 here in the second quarter.
Well, and that was really a no risk play.
Sure.
You know, they've been squibbing the ball anyway. And I'm telling you, the Colts kind of looked, you know, when you change something like the kickoff where you line up, it does kind of throw you off. It's almost like they didn't realize where they were because they were lined up at 12 or 13 yards. Nobody was at the 10-yard mark.
Right.
And they didn't even move toward the football as it starts coming. So I think they caught a break here with this penalty.
I'm curious if the decision, and we're talking about whether or not this actually might be a penalty, but do you do that kick to kind of make them pay even more for that late hit? Is that something that you would potentially do that for?
Well, now you're talking about me, and we're talking about real.
Right.
Now, in real life, no. In real life, I think it was a strategic move. You weigh the risk versus the reward. The risk was very, very low because you've been squibbing the ball anyway. All you could get was a reward out of it. So, you know, I think that's a sound move by the staff. And I think it's a good call. I did think he jumped on it just a tad early there, but he didn't have to. If he'd have waited the 10 yards, I think they would have got it.
So Clear Fork will take over at their own 35-yard line. I just like to play devil's advocate with you, Effie. That's all.
I know you do. You know, I think right now what the Colts need is a big play. You know, I would normally say you need a drive and you need to finish with points, but I think they need a big play here. They need to score with some time left on the clock with another opportunity to score before half. So they've got to be looking for a big play here. And I think they've got the ability. They've shown that they can make big plays here offensively.
Yeah, I think they'll take points however they can get them on this drive, but I'm kind of the mindset Bellevue doesn't have any timeouts left. Well, here we go. Here's the run to the outside that almost went and got them points quickly, but if you can take a lot of time off the clock here, get some points, Clear Fork will get the ball to start the second half. So, you know, maybe you try and keep Bellevue's offense from getting back out on the field after all the success they've had. But we'll see. I think they're just going to run their offense and see what happens and not worry about the clock or anything else. Here's a handoff up the middle, crossing into Bellevue territory. A nice pickup on first down.
Right now, Tristan Robinson is, you know, so far the leading rusher right now for the Colts. It gives them 6 carries on the night, and you know they've been efficient. The Colts have, you know, other than the turnovers, which have really killed them, and penalties, they've played well offensively.
It's going to bring up a third down and short now.
And I think Coach Carroll is of the mind that you were here, Andy. They're just going to run their offense. They're going to try to get some points, and you know, they don't want to get too. They understand, like you said, they're getting the football coming out of half, but they don't want to get too out of whack here. Run your offense, drive the football, burn some time off the clock, and hopefully get points at the end of it.
There's enough for the first down, and still running out across the 35-yard line. Excellent run there by Tristan Robinson. He's had a nice little drive here.
Well, Tristan Robinson up around, he's got 7 carries, 42 yards, and you know he's been really effective as a runner. And they've got a trio of guys that run the football, but he has run hard, and that was one example of that.
Looked like Clear Fork jumped a little bit right before that snap. Movement on the outside line. But yeah, it's been Robeson and Freeman really,
right? And
Skoog obviously calling the shots back there too. But it's kind of been a 3-headed monster from Clear Fork tonight.
And they have had room to run, and you know they have been successful. But when you're running this type of offense, you can't afford mistakes, you know. And one of the things I like here about what Coach Carroll is doing, they have condensed their offense. They are now in a power I formation. They're not spread out. They are just going to try to run the football here with a play-action pass.
They'll pick up about the yardage they lost on the penalty, so this will bring up a 2nd down and 9, maybe 10.
And Skook, not a bad night passing so far. He's 6 of 9 passing, and you know, but they have kept it in his comfort zone. Nice, you know, quick outs, bootleg plays where he's comfortable throwing the ball, but it has been effective and has kept this offense moving.
Here's a handoff. Not much to gain on that. Robeson on the carry.
Yeah, I think now they really just want to burn this clock and not leave the Redmen with any time left here before halftime, which is a sound strategy. But right now you can't get behind the sticks here on this is a big 3rd and 8.
Yeah, this is probably 4-down territory, I would imagine. Skook fakes it. He's under pressure, but he's got a receiver open. It's caught, and he's got enough, it looks like, for the 1st down. Nice catch right there. Caleb Holler. His first catch of the night, and it's enough for the 1st down. I know, and a different opponent last week in Lexington, but they were down 28-6 at halftime.
Sure.
It's 26-0 right now. They're putting together another drive, which they've done all night.
All right. And I think the key for Clear Fork is they try to end this half on a big note, as Robeson is knocked down here in the backfield, is that they don't get too fancy. You know, I know a lot of times, you start to look up at the scoreboard and say, oh, we got to do something. But I think if they stay sound in what they've been trying to accomplish, they can make some hay here in the second half. But they've got to step up defensively and get some stops.
This drive has taken about 4.5 minutes. Skoog's pass, a little too high. Intended for Jay Jackson.
Yeah. And right away you can see number 39, Mason Bova, was right on the pressure, which made Skoog get rid of that pass a little bit quicker than he really wanted to.
Third and 11, Skoog under pressure. Now he steps up. He's going to keep it, and he's got enough for the 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Colts. Nice job by Skoog there to just take it and go with it.
Right, and as he gets this ball, this is quarterback run all the way to give him a draw look, and he found the open seam and got upfield for a nice run by the quarterback.
1st and goal.
Can the Colts finally capitalize? They've
Right.
been in the red zone multiple times tonight. They've turned it over multiple times in the red zone, so this could ease a lot of that frustration I feel like they've got if they can find 6 points on this. Skoog's pass is complete and into the end zone for the touchdown. The Colts are on the board after a difficult 1st half.
Great job there by Skoog. Put it right on the money, and the receiver found the end zone. And this is best case scenario for Coach Carroll when he decided this is how we're going to do this drive. They executed well. They mixed in the run and the pass. They ate the clock, and they got points at the end. So, only thing that could have happened better, they could have took about another 2 minutes off the clock.
Right.
But that was great execution that time by the Colts on that drive.
A drive that almost didn't start for them as Bellevue attempted that onside kick. The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. And there's life in the Colt Corral now, Effie.
Absolutely.
The crowd finally has something to cheer about.
Right.
They brought out a lot of people here tonight. Student section is packed. A lot of people on the hill. The bleachers are packed in front of us. It's a good atmosphere here.
Well, and I think that is probably what we would have seen a couple drives earlier into this game without the turnovers. You know, they had been moving the football, but, you know, that's the game. You know, you've got to be able to adjust. You've got to be able to execute. It's not good enough you have the right plays called at the right time. You got to execute them, and that time the offense done a great job executing, and they really had the Bellevue defense on their heels that whole drive. So I'm sure Coach Carroll would like to have more of that coming out of the locker room. But as it stands here with just over 2 minutes to go here in the second, they've got to keep Bellevue here out of the end zone. You don't want to give up another score here going into halftime.
Yeah, that drive went about as well as it could have. It took 5 minutes off the clock, and they'll kick it off again now. And the only other time they kicked it off, Will Hager returned it all the way. So
I know who I'm not kicking it to.
Yes.
Kick it right to him.
It's going to be Hager again, and Hager gets out just past the 30. The sideline seemed a little upset with something that went on that play. I don't know.
Well, I think, you know, it was much better kick coverage that time by the Colts. You can start seeing them breaking down about 15 yards earlier because when you got somebody with that type of speed, you just can't go down there blazing. So they've done a much better job that time on kick coverage.
So no timeouts for Bellevue. Just over 2 minutes, 2:08. We know that they can score quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Horn fakes the handoff. He keeps it, and he's tripped up. Gains about 6 on the play.
Again, doesn't look like a whole lot of urgency on the part of Bellevue, but I do think they are looking to score here. They're going to smell blood and try to get in the end zone before the half.
Minute 40 and counting. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Horn keeps it. He's got enough for the 1st down.
And again, this is what the defense is giving them. They're still taking it. Secondary playing off. Don't want to give up the big play here, so they're willing to let Horn run and rally up and make the tackle as long as the clock keeps running.
Airing it out now. He's got his receiver wide open on the sidelines. It's a foot race now, and he is into the end zone for another Bellevue touchdown.
Wow. Preston Ray, who has been open a few times on this same route, this time they made the connection, and Ray just steps away from the Clear Fork defender for just a crushing.
Yeah.
That is a crushing blow to your defense. Just trying to get into the halftime locker room without giving up a score.
Yeah, that sucked a lot of air out of the stadium.
Sure.
68-yard touchdown pass usually will do that.
Right.
But what more can you say about this Bellevue offense and the way that Horn has ran the ball and also thrown it? This is where they've struggled, is the two-point conversions. Just 1 of 4, but that one pretty easy right there.
Well, the 2 passes they've had on 2-point conversions have been good.
Yeah.
When they try to run it in is when they struggle. But, you know, I can't say enough about this Bellevue offense. They have done a great job of taking advantage of their matchups and taking advantage of their weapons, you know, and Clear Fork is trying to mix up their defense. You can see they're trying to do things differently, but, you know, Horn is such a weapon because when you try to load the box to stop him, that leaves your guys out man-to-man. You got a great receiver that's got some great size and speed in Preston Ray, and that time they just found him and they made the connection. So tough task right now for Clear Fork, and Bellevue is playing well. They have come here on the road and playing very well here in this what is a big rivalry game for both teams.
Yep. Yeah, these two teams know each other pretty well. Mentioned it earlier, but Bellevue hasn't won here since 2011. It's been a decade, which I still, in my mind, think 2011. Oh, that was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It's a decade ago, folks. 10 years ago.
I always get confused when people, start talking about the 2000s, and now we're into the 20s.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, jeez.
I know.
I'm like, I graduated in the 90s. Man.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Another squib kick, and this one might backfire on them. Out across midfield, so the Colts, they've got 2 timeouts. They've got just over a minute left on the clock. They still got some time to go down and get that momentum right back.
All right. Well, nice play that time, and I don't think the Redmen were expecting that type of run from one of the upmen, and caught the football, got upfield, in really good field position here with timeouts and plenty of time to get something going here.
Skoog airs it out, and it's going to be too far. Milo Bergholder, the intended receiver.
And Skoog is he's a confident passer in his comfort zone. I don't know if drop back post is one of the things he's comfortable doing, especially in this type of situation where they're playing for the pass. But, you got to give it a shot. In this case, you want to be safe, give it a shot. But, with the timeouts, I'd still try to run the football, throw some short outs like they had been the last drive.
And Skoog didn't really have anyone open downfield. Throws it out of bounds, so it'll be 3rd down and 10. Don't forget, at halftime, we will have both marching band performances for you to watch. I know I've said it on every broadcast so far this year, but it is so great to have marching bands back and teams traveling their bands, and it really does just set the atmosphere and make it that much better. Sorely missed last year.
Absolutely. Such a big part of the game,
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like football without the band. It just doesn't.
I know.
I don't know why it just doesn't.
It's the same with basketball season last year, not having pep bands, and the teams were just out there warming up with no atmosphere whatsoever.
Right.
Oh. Nowhere to go right there for Clear Fork. That'll bring up 4th down. I think they might just run this clock down and punt this one away.
Yeah.
Couple second difference between play clock and game clock.
I'll tell you what, no way I'd give this offense a football.
No.
I just, they are really rolling. They've got big play potential. They've got a guy that clearly is a home run threat, who I don't know if he's back deep or I think they're going to just play this straight up defense.
Yeah, they're just going to let this thing Clear Fork will take the timeout. Looks like 5 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, 5 seconds. Where we are in the press box, there is a light because the stadium lights are in front of the press box. And so the light to our left is right in front of the scoreboard.
It is a skill to catch the right angle to see how much time.
Effie and I will both be sore tomorrow with the way we've had to twist and turn our bodies to try and read the clock. Because from where I'm at, it looks like 9 seconds.
Right.
But that's...
And then for me, it looks like 15 seconds. So we're... But 5 seconds to go is the official count.
It's good. You come here, you get your exercise, you get your eye exams in. It's great.
You get to climb the hill, come up here, and everything.
Punt will roll into the end zone, and that will take us to halftime. An impressive performance by Bellevue here on the road. They lead 34-7. You are watching high school football live and free on the OH Report.
Lender, Craftsman, Dog Dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
We conclude our show this evening with a hit song from 1999 by the band Lit, titled My Own Worst Enemy. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Bellevue, the 2021 Bellevue High School Marching Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the pride of the valley, the 2021 Clearport High School Marching Band. Tonight we celebrate our return to the field with favorites from 3 decades of pop music. First up, peaking at number 3 in the 2012 Billboard charts, here is Imagine Dragons, Radioactive. Next, we're taking you back to 1981 for a legendary hit by one of America's most beloved rock bands. Peaking at number 8 in the charts, but number 1 in our hearts, here is Don't Stop Believin', featuring trumpeter Max George. And now we are joined on the field by some special guests. Under the direction of Terry Shoup, we welcome the Valley's very own Marching Princesses. And under the direction of Ms. Jessica Haley, the Clearport 7th and 8th grade bands. Our guests will join the Pride of the Valley in the Stadium Classic. Here is our version of Rock and Roll Part 2, or as you may know it, the Hay Song. School 1, Clearport High School, marching band, high school band, and marching princesses.
Thanks again to both our marching bands tonight, Bellevue High School and Clear Fork High School, for a great halftime performance. So happy to have both marching bands back at high school football games this season. When we come back, Effie and I will break down the first half with some stats for you. You are watching high school football live and free on the OH Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Welcome back into the Colt Corral. Halftime just about over as Bellevue leads 34-7. I'm Andy Jardy alongside Effie James. And Effie, let's take a look at some of those numbers at the half.
Well, and as you can see, Andy, the yard differential is not that big. 250 yards, total yards for the Redmen, 118 passing, 132 on the ground. While for the Colts, they're at 190 total yards, 118 passing yards, 72 on the ground, 1 penalty for the Redmen and 2 for the Colts. But the difference maker in the game is those 3 turnovers there for the Colts. And those are the things, if you look at those turnovers, 2 fumbles and an interception along with a kick return, and that is the difference in the game. If you don't show the score and you just look at those stats, you think it's a pretty tightly contested ball game. But those turnovers and that big-time run back early in the game, that's the difference in this first half for the Redmen.
Yeah, and Clear Fork had made it a little bit of a game right there right before the half. It was 26-7. You thought they might get the ball back and right here at the start of the second half and have a chance to cut into that some more, but Bellevue still had 2 minutes on the clock. They didn't have any timeouts, and a 68-yard touchdown pass padded that lead out again.
Well, and also they've got to look at, Horn has played, he has played extremely well here. Now, his individual stats, he's 15 rushes for 94 yards. He's just under 100 yards rushing himself, along with 118 yards passing, 7 for 12. So he has played well for Bellevue, and I think his play, along with the turnovers and the big plays that they had in special teams, are what have the Bellevue team playing well right now. But, Clear Fork has not played terrible. Outside of those mistakes, we watched their offense move up and down the field. They have not played terrible, even defensively. They had a big stop there. I think that was early in the second quarter where they got the big stop down here and then had a turnover on special teams that really hurt them. Otherwise than that, we could be looking at a different score in a different ball game. But as it stands, Clear Fork right now with going to be receiving this ball here coming out of half. So they got a chance to establish themselves here in the second half, and we know from experience, especially us particularly know from experience, that Clear Fork can come back. They have played well in the second half. They've done it last week. We've seen them do it a number of times here in this stadium. So it'd be interesting to see how they come out on this first drive.
This has been the Black Dog Tavern halftime show, presented by Black Dog Tavern at Deer Ridge Golf Course in Belleville, as we get ready for the second half now. And this is a little bit of familiar territory for Clear Fork. Trailed 28-6 last week, came all the way back to win 35-28. So we'll see if they can keep that second half magic going. Much tougher opponent in Bellevue tonight, though.
Right.
And this opening kick will be brought out right around the 40-yard line, is where they will set up shop. So what are you looking for adjustment-wise? I mean, I don't know if Clear Fork has to make too many adjustments offensively, but what kind of what are you looking for out of them here in the second half?
Energy right now, and some rhythm offensively. They played well there late in the second quarter, but to see them get back to running the short out routes and pounding the football here, just like this play right here is who they are. The jet sweep, and sometimes School will keep it. So just getting back to who they are offensively, just cut out the mistakes, and I think Coach Carroll will be happy with what they get at the end.
Yeah, they've had success offensively tonight running those sweeps. Freeman's had some nice runs. Robeson has had a couple runs. Skoog has managed the game pretty well. He's got that interception, which, wasn't a terrible interception. The kid made a heck of a play. And there's a nice pitch and catch right there to make it third down and short. So,
that's a nice throw right there for Skoog. He that's a curl concept. He stepped right into that throw and put it right on the money. And, they're going to move the chains on that throw.
Yeah, they did get a little bit of a generous spot, it looked like. I thought he was about a half yard short, but home field advantage, right?
Right. So right away you get a first down, you move the chains right now, and they're back in their spread offense and have gotten out of that power I, so they're going to be aggressive here offensively.
Boy, that would have been a heck of a catch, and we do have a flag on the play.
Wow.
Might have jumped the route a little early there. Pass intended, I think, for Logan Anderson. It is very difficult to read the Clear Fork jersey numbers. The jerseys look terrific, but is that 2 or is that 3?
I think that's 3. I think that is Jay Jackson.
Okay.
But that is that is a tough call.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that pass interference call at all, actually.
That is a tough one. Wow, I did not see that. I thought they both broke on it very well, and
I mean, it was an awkward-looking play. I don't know if that might have influenced the decision to throw a flag, but yeah, it looked clean.
And that is the second penalty on the night for Bellevue. But again, Clear Fork right now, and looks like they're in good rhythm. They are in offense that they look comfortable in, and Skoog looks very comfortable passing the ball.
He takes a shot into the end zone here, and
Nice.
he's got his receiver. It's
Nice.
and unable to come down with the catch. But a heck of a throw by Skoog, and I was waiting for them to do that, Effie.
Right.
The pump fake and then go, because they ran a lot of those short curl routes all night.
They've been setting that up almost all night, you could tell. And Jay Jackson had 2 or 3 steps on the Bellevue defender, and Mason Miller on the coverage that time. And I thought Skoog put it right on the money, just couldn't connect. And those are the types of plays that you really want to be able to make against this offense, because you're going to have to put some points on the board, because I don't think Bellevue's going to stop scoring.
Freeman in motion, trying to get to the outside, but excellent closing speed and quickly bringing him down for a minimal gain there with the Bellevue defense.
Devin Freeman gets the ball on the jet sweep look, and he just had nowhere to go. And I know sometimes you think on a jet sweep you just get to the outside, but the offensive line has still got to get some movement, and they didn't get any movement that time, and there was just nowhere to go. So luckily, though, he got back to the line of scrimmage, leaving a 3rd and long.
Skoog fakes the handoff. He keeps it. He's trying to get to the outside, and he gets close to the 30-yard line. It will be 4th down and about 5, maybe 6. I expect the Colts to go for this one.
Sure. And the way their short passing game is, and with Skoog as a potential runner, you get him outside the pocket and give him some options to run or pass. I think that's one of the options here for the Colts. But he's done well with the short out passing game and tucking it and running when it's not there. So this is very this is an important down, but one they certainly can get.
It is 4th down and 6. Skoog rolls out. Now he dumps it off, and a big-time hit, but still going, and just coming up short of the 1st down. Needed to get to 25 and brought down right around the 30. Thought for a second that maybe Robeson was going to sneak his way through there on that, but.
Right. But that's, good defensive play that time by Bellevue. They allowed that short passing and then rallied up to the football and made a solid open field tackle. They take over in good field position.
The next score by Bellevue will result in a running clock. If you lead by 30 or more, that is what happens, and it might happen on this play who else?
Oh, boy.
Still going all the way down to the 20-yard line. I mean, what more can you say about Deegan Horn tonight, Effie? It is just incredible what he's been able to do.
Deegan Horn, watch his stiff arm. Boom, he is a load. I'm telling you, he is a fullback playing quarterback with quarterback skills, and this is a tough kid and who's got good speed and just a great football player. I don't think you can just give him a position. You just say he's a great football player.
He's just an athlete. Go out there and make something happen.
Right. And he has been, the difference. His play has really been the difference in this game. If they could figure out a way how to stop him one way or the other, either pass or a run, they'd have a better chance. But right now, he has dominated this football game. His play, he has got his team in a position now in the red zone, put another score on the board.
Second down and 9. Play clock at 1. They do get the snap off in time. Horn keeps it, and he is going to take it into the end zone. A 20-yard touchdown run from Deegan Horn.
Wow. Okay, how about Deegan Horn on this drive? 3 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
Efficient.
Right. The young man has played well. And I think, though, as well as he's played, like we talked about early in the game, the offensive line has really established themselves. And that running attack, he hasn't been touched at the point of it. He really has been untouched until he got to the second level on a lot of these run plays.
Yeah, the hardest hit he took came on that penalty, the late hit, and there you go. Effie, if they just keep passing these 2-point conversions, they'll get them. They're 3 for 3 on the pass attempts, and I believe 0 for 2 on rushing attempts.
Or 3 possibly, yeah.
It could be 3.
Yeah. And I think that, one of the things that's so tough in, any level of football really, but when you've got a player that can beat you in so many different ways, it is a very difficult task because you can be in the right, Clear Fork could be in the right defense. They could be doing everything right. But when you got a player of this caliber that is just got such great skill and ability, he's just going to win. He's just going to win. And Clear Fork right now is struggling, but, this team, the fact that they beat Shelby last week really opened some eyes. And now I think, Andy, we're seeing why that is. They are a talented football team.
Yeah, they are going to be a tough out for whoever runs into them the rest of the season. And we talked about it before kickoff that Joe Idle had them currently number 5 in Division 4, Region 14.
Yeah.
Clear Fork was 6, and they're gonna be making some noise, I think, in Division 4.
Well, yeah, I'm to see a team that they couldn't compete against in Division 4. That would be interesting. This team is complete, and their play up front on both sides of the ball. Really, their play up front has really dictated the pace of this game. Now, that's nothing against Clear Fork, who I think has not played terrible.
They haven't.
I just think
they've shot themselves in the foot a couple times tonight, and you can't make those kind of mistakes against a team like Bellevue.
Right. And I think in the end they may be just a bit overmatched up front in this game, but they haven't played terribly offensively. They just haven't been able to execute on the level of the Redmen tonight.
Skoog rolls out, and he's got his receiver. Picks up about 7 on the play. Larry Fermi on the catch. First time we've called his number tonight.
Mm-hmm. So for the Colts right now, it's competing, playing hard, trying to execute right now, and now is this is a time where of course you want to win, but you're not so concerned right now about the score as you are getting better right now. Right now you got to execute. You want to get better. You want to put points on the board. This game, is not out of reach, but it is certainly out of hand. But right now, you want your kids to be competing. Right now, as a coach, I would always look. I've been on the other side of these types of games. I'd be looking at all my kids' eyes, making sure you're still competing right now at this point.
Skoog trying to find someone downfield, but he ends up throwing it late. Fans here wanted a late hit out of bounds. Well, it's interesting too, Effie, as you're trying to, the way that you have to now kind of stage a comeback, or at least mentally.
Right.
First things first, we got to stop the running clock.
Right.
That's like another element added
true.
into it. It's, hey, we got to get a score here, or this is going to be almost impossible to do.
Right. Exactly.
Because the clock is continuing to run now.
Well, it's just so amazing. Every so often you forget what you're looking at because the game is so competitive on the field, but you look at the clock, the scoreboard, you see it's out of hand.
Looked like that was going to be another pass attempt on that. Clear Fork reaching into the bag of tricks here, but receiver wasn't open downfield, so picked up a couple yards. It'll be 3rd and about 7.
This is an interesting part of the season for both these teams, and it doesn't mean, anything definite for either team as Skoog gets flushed out of the pocket here and is on the run, but is going to be sacked, about a 8-yard loss. But both teams, the great thing about high school sports, especially this year with the expanded format, is everybody's got a shot. And, this could be a great learning tool for Clear Fork. And, they're going to learn a lot from this game either way. Whether they come back or not, they're going to learn a lot from this game. So that's the beauty of high school sports. You're going this early in the season, you can come back from this.
Are you a fan of the expanded playoffs?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, and I think for me, it's just it's a personal thing. Now, I would guarantee you, if I was coaching, I think even if I was coaching a successful team, and Choki Bradley and I have talked about this quite a bit, I don't know if I would dislike it. I know a lot of coaches do.
Right.
But, man, I would like to have competitive football high school football for as long as you can, I coached basketball for a long time, and I always loved the idea of everybody getting the opportunity.
Nice play here after a personal foul kept the drive alive for Clear Fork, getting down inside the 25-yard line. Nice throw by Scoog. Yeah, I'm with you, Effie. I'm not a fan of the expanded. 12 is too many.
Yeah.
I will say, though, my alma mater, Northwood, a couple years ago, 2019, went undefeated and missed the playoffs.
Wow.
That should never happen.
Yeah.
And it happened to them, and it happened to Gibsonburg, who's in the Toledo area as well.
Right.
Both teams went undefeated and missed the playoffs. And and here's another Clear Fork turnover. It's been the story of the night.
Absolutely.
The fourth Colts turnover.
And, it's really tough when they look back at this football game. They're going to see, of course, they're going to see a lot of mistakes as we watch the replay here. And again, another well-executed, nice pass.
It was hard to tell with the way that he had that. I don't know if he ever actually caught it.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
He might have been trying to secure it.
Yeah.
And
if we had replay, I would be certainly one to replay. But nonetheless, what I think was a great defensive play that time by number 18, Jack Slepeda. And the Redmen are on the move again. And guess who?
Tell you what, if I have to do another Bellevue game at some point this year, I'm just going to make a soundboard so I can save my vocal cords and just hit Horn keeps it,
right.
First down.
Right. Well, I think the combination of, how talented they are up front, how strong they are, and how well their offensive line controls the line of scrimmage, and the fact that they have the game plan where they play with an extra blocker because your quarterback is a runner is such a difficult thing to defend.
Bellevue looks like they're taking their time, too, now with that play clock, snapping it when it gets down to about 3 seconds. Here's a run for a first down. Will Hager. We saw his speed earlier in the game. Right at the beginning of the game, he overturned the opening kickoff.
Well, that's interesting. You see a kid with that type of speed, and outside of a couple plays, he really hasn't, had many opportunities with this offense. But, again, when you got something that's working, it's hard to go away from it.
They just have so many options.
Wow.
Horn keeps it, first down Bellevue. But, it's almost like watching – I don't know if you got a chance to watch the Cowboys-Buccaneers game last night, but, Tampa Bay just has so many weapons offensively, and it's a similar situation here. We see someone like Hager who's got all that speed, and, outside of a couple plays, they've got too many other options.
Well, and the thing, again, that I'm repeating myself, but I'm telling you, they are really dominating up front. That time, number 8, Cole Beltram, had a great lead block on that play, as the Redmen are just now they're rolling offensively now.
Yeah.
As if they weren't all game, but their guys and what I see from their offensive guys, from the wideouts to the offensive linemen, everyone is bought in and everyone executes. And sometimes you think your block doesn't matter, but all 11 guys on this offense execute well every play, and that means a lot.
So probably be our last play here of the third quarter. And it's a run up the middle for a couple yards, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter. Bellevue leads it 42-7. You're watching high school football live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it, Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Fourth quarter underway as Bellevue in complete control of this one, 42-7. Andy Jardy alongside Effie James, and thanks to everyone tuning in here tonight on the OH Report. Tom Chase, big shout out to you for sending us some stars on our stream on Facebook. We appreciate that. Did see too, we had someone watching from Houston, Texas. Tom's watching from South Carolina. So it's one of the really neat things about the OH Report is the ability to stream from anywhere.
Nice.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I was on vacation in Atlanta last week. Got a chance to catch a couple games and get online and tease Travis a little bit.
I did see that. I did see you chime in on his volleyball, right?
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Yeah, and the great thing, too, you can rewatch these after they air at your leisure. You can check out our YouTube pages, our Facebook pages. They'll be up there for you. Also, this broadcast would not have happened without Jory.
Absolutely.
Josh over here making us look good, too, with the
Absolutely.
replays and graphics, score. I mean, I know we have to pick like a player of the game that like played in the game,
Right.
but Jory might be the post-game interview
Absolutely.
just because of
Absolutely.
all the fires she put out to get us up and running
in a
tonight.
short amount of time.
Oh.
A very short amount of time.
Incredible. Just incredible.
The first lady of the OH Report.
Yes,
Works
that is correct.
Absolutely one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. She does a great job. And if I had a camera, I would put it on her, but she's running both cameras herself.
It's true. She does that strategically so that we can't.
Right. What do you think about this running clock, Andy? What do you think of that concept? I know it came in several years ago, but
So
what do you think about that?
I feel like we have a biased opinion
Sure.
being up here in the booth because I personally am a big fan of it because in a game like this where it just the
Sure.
chances I mean, I know Clear Fork pulled off an incredible comeback last week against
Sure.
Lexington, but I just don't think they were ever going to come back in this one
Right.
tonight to come back and win it. I get where coaches would not like it because you're losing valuable playing time. And,
Right.
you know,
Right.
you get a chance to maybe get some guys in a game like this
Sure,
where,
sure.
hey, let's pull out our starters and let's just get some guys some experience. I get that, but I really do think in games like tonight where the one opponent is just clearly the better team tonight.
Right.
There's no point in dragging it out.
Right. And I think sometimes I think early on, as quarterback hangs on for another first down, and I think what started to happen was from year to year, high school sports, football and basketball, even though you might have a team that has a great winning tradition, as graduations go, you have no idea what that next year would bring. So what normally could be a competitive game now is way out of hand, and you just don't want to get kids hurt. And, I think it was more of it was just as much as a safety issue as anything else. I too agree with the call. Just get your kids in, get them safe, learn from it, and move on to the next ball game. This guy's in it.
Who else? Deegan Horn has got himself another touchdown.
He is an absolute animal. Watch him take this contact here. Boom. He comes right off of it and stands in the goal line. I'm telling you. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's like a secret to the MVP thing, and I know there's a time we're supposed to do that, but boy, this kid he has played well. And it's one thing to be a good player.
Right.
But a lot of times good players don't always play well. So to come on the road here after what could be a letdown game after a huge win over Shelby, a kid comes in and, there's an incompletion. You have to dock him for that, I guess.
I guess so. I don't know. He might not be our J&F Construction player of the game anymore after that incomplete pass on that 2-point conversion. But we are going to attempt to talk to Deegan after the game. Our situation a little complicated up here in the press box, and we'll do our best to talk to Deegan after the game. Spoiler alert, he's probably going to be our MVP. But yeah, it's a bit of a trek for Bellevue to get here. Hour and 22-minute drive, and they certainly brought their fans tonight. The visitor side is pretty much full.
Yeah, nice crowd.
Yep. But when you got a team like this, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, you don't want to miss that. I'm sure they got some fans watching on live stream as well, and taking part of the benefit of the live and free of the OH report.
Going back to your running clock question, too, did I read – I feel like I read something recently. Are they thinking about putting it in high school basketball, too?
I do not know.
Or maybe it was a shot clock. I feel like I read something on Twitter recently that there was a proposal to implement some sort of running clock. And here we go, Clear Fork now. Bringing the kickoff all the way back inside the 35, so a nice return there. Still playing hard here in the final minutes of this one, which is what you'd love to see.
Roberson giving great effort here. Get inside the 35-yard line. Great run. But I think what happened, the National Federation for High School Basketball, I think has allowed states, if they want to have a shot clock in basketball, I believe you can. But I have never been a fan, even though there's been games where I've wanted that, but I don't see the benefit.
I don't either, and not to get too off topic of the game we're doing, but I feel like you're developing still kids at that level, and I don't you run into some teams who can barely field a team, and some kids just can't even. I mean, it's the pace of play is too much for them, and I don't know. I don't think we need it, but we'll see.
Well, the benefit, I don't know if you could justify it. The pro level, you absolutely. It's about the fans. It's about their entertainment. And even now, to some degree, the college game, you can. But how do you justify, that level of true amateurism at the basketball, saying, hey, we need to speed up. Well, it's about the kids. It's not about necessarily your entertainment. It's about the experience for the kids. So you can't justify it. Then we're going to get an illegal intentional grounding penalty for Clear Fork.
Yeah, and I mean, there are certainly some programs that would be just fine with one.
Sure.
But
Sure.
I mean, I don't think it's something we need.
No, not at all. And we don't need it, and I don't think it's justified. There's been plenty of games where it is a really good strategy. If you can use it well, it is a great strategy for a lot of teams. As we have a little confusion, I think we're going to have a timeout here by Clear Fork. Well, you know, if we're doing a, you know, if we're looking at this game and, you know, as trying to pull some positives for Clear Fork, it's, you know, an opportunity to see the level of football obviously that you'd like to be playing by the end of the season. You get a great look at a quality opponent who's clearly going to do big things this year. So, and sometimes you can't get that from film work. Sometimes you just got to be on the field with that and see it. So, you know, looking at Clear Fork's schedule down the line, I don't know if they're going to see another team. They will not see another team with this type of firepower. So this, in the grand scheme, is going to do them well. Now, they're not going to like to hear about that tonight, but in the grand scheme, I think it'll do them well. Yeah,
they'll get into MOAC play next week at River Valley, who is undefeated. Not sure what their score is tonight, but coming into tonight, they were 3-0, and then they traveled to Galleon the week after that, who is 2-1 on the year. So tough couple of games coming up here for them. Their Colts' next home game will be October 1st. Weird to say October, but right. It is October 1st. In a couple weeks, they will come here and play Ontario, who last we heard was having all sorts of trouble with Shelby tonight, 28-0. I would hate to be the opponent on Shelby's schedule this week after what happened last week against Bellevue.
Sure.
Bellevue is home the next 2 weeks. They'll take on Start, who is 0-3. Then they get Norwalk, 0-3. Then they will travel to Perkins, who is 2-1 on the year. Here's a trick play. Taking a shot into the end zone. He's got his man. Coming back for the ball, but it is incomplete. Like the play call.
Nice. You know, and you know, you don't give up. You're still playing. They run a little reverse pass that time, and Robertson, who's been carrying the ball really hard tonight. He has, you know, and, you know, if we had to give an MVP to both sides, you know, Robertson would certainly be a candidate for Clear Fork. He has played hard tonight. You know, I don't think it's fair to say that anyone for Clear Fork has played well, but he certainly has played hard tonight. And sometimes as a coach, that's what you want. You're not always going to play well, but you can always play hard. And he has really done that tonight. Yeah,
and I think that's one positive you can take away if you're Clear Fork too. It's not that this happened tonight because of a lack of effort.
Sure.
They just too many mistakes is really what this came down to, and you can only take so many, you know, gut punches before it's just too much, and that's I think what happened here tonight.
Yeah. And again, Skook has a first-time full-time starter at quarterback. I thought played very well tonight, and you know, passing the football, he is 7 of 12 just here in the second half, and 8 of 12 in the first half. So he has thrown the ball well, run the ball well. He's been a solid contributor for the night. So they've got a lot of things from this night that they can look back and say, okay, these are the things we've done well, but here's the things that we've got to clean up. We cannot turn the football over as many times as we did. And we defensively, you know, they ran into a buzzsaw. I can't say that they just played terrible. I think they just ran into they were a bit overmatched here with this Bellevue offense.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Clear Fork roster too, you got a lot of juniors.
Sure.
I mean, they're going to continue to grow and develop, and I feel like they're going to be in contention in the MOAC this year. They'll probably be one of the teams to beat next year. You got Victor Skoog, who's only a junior, Robeson, a junior, Logan Anderson, a junior, Mason Pipes, a junior, Aiden Perry's a junior. So there's a lot of talent that will still be here. And I don't believe that is Horn in at quarterback anymore. That looks to be
Ashton Martin, number 7.
And a penalty flag comes in. Ashton Martin, that's an incredible name if you're a James Bond fan. Aston Martin's got Ashton Martin back there now.
Right. I was just gonna say that. I'm like, wow, are they not gonna give him a break tonight?
Yeah. Well, they've had Jax Lapata started at quarterback to open the season for Bellevue, and then they made the switch to Horn. But yeah, they're getting Martin in now. Listed on the depth chart as a receiver and defensive back. He's just a sophomore, but at 6'3", I mean, he's tall. You can tell that from up here. Martin keeps it, gets right around the line of scrimmage. Don't forget, after the game, we will have our Black Dog Tavern post-game, presented by Black Dog Tavern at Deer Ridge Golf Course in Belleville. We will also have our J&F Construction Player of the Game, presented by jfconstruction.com. And later tonight, we will have highlights of the game for you, right around 11:15. If you are on Facebook, you can turn on notifications from the OH report to get an alert anytime we go live. Handy way to stay on top of all things.
Yeah, we have OH Report we have really grown as an entity, I like to call it. And, you know, I think, and I'm not just saying this because I'm working here, but it is a great benefit to have live stream and all the programming that the OH Report family and Brian and Jory and all the crew provide for North Central Ohio. It is a great benefit, and a lot of schools that, you know, wouldn't normally get, you know, sometimes a lot of the smaller schools don't get the chance to be seen on the internet or television, and, you know, we provide those services. So, you know, I think it's a great thing that we're doing, and it's a quality service as well. So, you know, kudos to the OH Report team and Brian Skoronsky and his wife Jory for putting this thing together.
Yeah, I'm obviously not from around the area. I live up in Cleveland, and people are always like, how far of a drive is that for you? Like, why do you continue to do that? And I'm like, because it's fun.
Absolutely.
Like, I wouldn't keep coming here if I didn't enjoy it. So
Yeah.
very thankful to be calling games here for the OH Report. Got a great crew. Got a timeout taken here with 1:10 left. Bellevue, as good as advertised here tonight.
Sure, right.
They will pick up their first win here at Clear Fork since September 2nd, 2011. They'll move to 3-1. Clear Fork will drop back to 500 at 2-2.
And, you know, again, the great thing is you got a lot of season to work with, and, you know, you're 4 games in. Clear Fork has got some games ahead that are certainly winnable for them, and the way it's set up now, they could, you know, this is, you know, both these teams could be looking at playoff appearances. So, you know, it's just a great benefit, and that's why if there's something I like about the expansion, it is the fact that just more opportunities for more kids that just in a lot of cases would never see postseason. So
right.
If there is a silver lining to the expansion is the opportunities that some kids would never get. And I remember back in the ancient times in the 90s when they only took 4. You know, the year that we made the playoffs in '93, we couldn't believe it. You know, it didn't matter who we played or where we played. Getting in the playoffs was just amazing for us, and so it doesn't matter. Now we went on to get spanked by Massillon, but that's not the point.
We won't talk about that.
Right.
No.
That's not the point. But the point is, it's just great for kids to have that opportunity to play postseason sports, whether it's football or any sport.
Yeah, this is a Bellevue team last year, went 8-1. They did win 2 playoff games and then lost to Van Wert, but you don't have to go back too far before you find they were the Division III runner-up in 2012, losing to Akron St. Vincent St. Mary, who's always a tough out. So yeah, this is a Bellevue team. I after watching them tonight, I think can make a very, very deep run into the postseason.
Absolutely. And I still, watching them play, I'm thinking, wow, this team they still have room to grow. You know, they still have aspects of their offense and defense. Big play here over the middle.
That will probably be our final play of the game as the clock will continue to run, but we are going to get a timeout taken by Coach Dave Carroll. And
why not?
You know what? I like it because you got a big play. Let's go down and try and get some more points.
Heck yeah, but I think Bellevue just put their starters back in.
I think you did. That was a whole line change right there.
Yeah, they just put their starters back in, and this is a pride thing here.
For sure.
This is certainly a pride thing. They did. They put their starters back in the ball game, and you know, and some people might look at this, but I like it. I like the fact that, you know, it's a pride thing, and they're competing. They're competing.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't think anybody's trying to rub anything in their nose. They're just competing. And Clear Fork says, hey, look, we're going to throw a deep ball against your backups. Then, okay, he says, well, we'll put our starters back in and finish this ball game. So this is a pride thing right here.
Yeah, I appreciate the gamesmanship, if you will. I kind of like it.
Right.
I honestly don't think I've ever seen that happen, actually.
Never.
I thought they were celebrating for a second. It was, hey, everyone get back out there. And it seems fitting that this game would end with a turnover. That is the 5th one of the night, and it's going to bring this one to an end as your final score here from the Colt Corral. Bellevue 48, Clear Fork 7. Stick around. We'll have our player of the game and our final thoughts right here live and free on the OH Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
Okay.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom prices. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Okay. So his stats were 21 carries for 198 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Rushing 21 carries for 198 rushing touchdowns. 198 rushing yards on 21 carries, 3 rushing touchdowns. His passing, you want his passing too? He was 12 of 7 for 118. He didn't even pass the ball in the second half. And 1 run passing touchdown. 7 for 12. 7 for 12 passing, 118 yards, and 1 passing touchdown. You want to got 5? Yeah. All right. All right. So for Clearfork, let me give you Clearfork. Rushing.
Welcome into the Black Dog Tavern post-game show, presented by Black Dog Tavern at Deer Ridge Golf Course in Belleville. And tonight, Bellevue came to Belleville and had their way with Clearfork, winning 48-7. Effie, take us through some final stats.
Final stats tonight: total yards for the Redmen, 354 total yards, 236 rush yards. They did not complete, or I don't even think attempted a pass here in the second half. Totally dominant on that end for Clearfork. 255 total yards, 166 yards passing, 89 yards on the ground. 4 penalties for the Colts versus 3 and the Redmen. And again, the big number, the 5 big turnovers for Clearfork to 0 for the Redmen. You know, again, really the difference. Throw in a special teams touchdown on one end and a special teams turnover on the other end, and that's how you get 48-7. Even when one team really didn't play that terrible.
Yeah,
it's those extra factors that make the difference.
Yeah, it's surprising to see the home team turn it over 5 times.
Right.
But Bellevue was just incredible tonight, really. I mean, right from the beginning, returning the opening kickoff, really setting the tone early, and it was just too much for Clearfork to overcome. as Bellevue wins tonight 48-7. They get their first win at Clear Fork in a decade. It has not happened since 2011.
And that's no small feat. Coming into a place on the road, especially after getting a big win, that is a big feat and a great job by the Bellevue coaching staff having their team ready to play here on the road after such a big win against Shelby last week.
So those are your final stats, and Effie and I will be back with you here. Take another break, hoping to get our MVP interview for you. If not, we will just have to talk about the performance of a certain individual on Bellevue's team. If you watched the game tonight, I think you know who we're going to go with, but stick around. We'll be right back with you here, live and free on the OH Report.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Tonight's J&F Construction Player of the Game, presented by jfconstruction.com, is the man standing next to me right now, Deegan Horn. Deegan, what a game for you tonight. Congratulations. What was working so well for you out there tonight? You were running it, you were throwing, you were doing whatever you wanted.
O-line blocked great. They gave me time all night. They gave me time to throw. They opened up holes to run through. Did great.
How big was it to get that opening kickoff for the touchdown by your boy Will?
It was huge. It gave us so much momentum and just great way to start the game.
Is it tough at all? I mean, it's a long trip for you guys to get here, to stay mentally prepared and focused.
Not really. We did a great job coming down focused and came ready to play.
Yeah, you guys got the big win obviously last week against Shelby. You guys are sitting at 3-1. How far can this team go this year?
We can go how far we want to go, honestly. If we keep playing great as a team, we're going to get to great places.
Do you enjoy a rushing touchdown more or a passing touchdown more?
I don't care either or. It's great.
It's great either way.
Yep.
Well, Deegan, thank you so much for your time here tonight. Have a safe trip back, and we look forward to watching you the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, there's Deegan Horn, our JF Construction Player of the Game. And when we come back, Effie and I will wrap things up from here in Belleville. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Lender, craftsman, dog dad. We're more than our job titles, and you're more than an account number. The personal attention we provide comes from a promise to serve you with respect and compassion. By being responsive to your questions and taking time to understand your needs and goals, we give you more than just a place to bank. That's the more you can expect from Park National Bank. Find John or a banker near you at parknationalbank.com. Park National Bank, where you mean more.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Did we have the game? We had the game.
We did.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Like, then I'm like, well, how would he do that?
About 15. Welcome back into the Black Dog Tavern postgame show. Andy Jardy alongside Effie James. And real quick, Effie, your final thoughts here tonight?
Really well played all-around game by Bellevue. They, of course, our MVP played well, outstanding tonight. But the whole team really executed well from beginning to end. All three phases of their team played well tonight, and they came and done what they needed to do on the road and got a big win here at Clear Fork. And for the Colts, it's back to work. And Coach Dave Carroll is one of those guys who understands how to manage this type of game. You played a really good team. You didn't play as well as you like, but you come back next week and you get better. So really, a bonus game or a type of game where both teams can benefit if they work through it.
Yeah, Bellevue next week will travel back home. They'll take on Start out of the Toledo area. And Clear Fork will hit the road to open up conference play at River Valley, who was 3-0 coming into tonight. So our final here, once again, Bellevue 48, Clear Fork 7. And our thanks to everyone that tuned in tonight all over the country. We had people in from Houston, South Carolina, various parts of Ohio. Thank you so much for watching live and free on the OH Report. Thanks to Josh for directing and producing here tonight. Jory for putting out all those fires like we talked about. Yeah, the first lady of the OH Report getting us up and running tonight. Never a doubt. There was never a doubt that Jory was going to get it going for us here tonight. So for Effie James, I'm Andy Jardy. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will see you again next week. You've been watching high school football live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports.